Chairman, and thank you for all the witnesses being here today. Mr. Goldstein, you've described Florida's Brownfields program as a national model, citing its use of state-level incentives and liability protections, efficient permitting. From your experience, do you believe the federal government should play a role mostly by supporting and empowering states to tailor solutions rather than expanding Washington's control over brownfield projects?
Well, I think there remains a very vital role for EPA to play. Number one, they engender their mere presence in connection with complicated cleanups engender a lot of public confidence. So that's number one. Number two, they bring a lot of expertise to the table, and they have a lot of experience, and all of that is valuable. They also are very efficient, in my experience, both in the Brownfields context and in the Superfund redevelopment context, as acting as almost concierge consultants to help local governments and neighborhood stakeholders and developers and their lenders and capital providers understand how to navigate all of the regulatory issues and where the bumps in the road are from an environmental perspective and a public health perspective. And then in terms of actually bringing dollars to bear, well, that's an important role as well. But they should be in equal partnership with state regulators and local regulators.
You brought something up that I was wondering about when it comes to lenders. Are lenders often hesitant to loan money where there's a brownfield redevelopment?
That's correct. Even the slightest whisper of a hint of a shadow of environmental risk tends to send conventional lenders fleeing because they don't understand these issues. They hear a lot about CERCLA and other federal programs and state liability programs. They hear the horror stories, and it's much easier to lend on a clean site, and it's much better for job security. So it's an existential issue, and it's a bit of a catch-22 or catch-21, whatever the catch is, because projects need financing in order to get over the environmental hurdle, but they can't get the financing until they get over the environmental hurdle, which is why I've suggested a Brownfields Loan Guarantee Fund as an opportunity.
Yes, okay, no, good. Yeah, so your support for reauthorization of the Brownfields tax incentive and new loan guarantee program sounds very reasonable, but at this time of a $36 trillion debt, we want to ensure that we're not just subsidizing risk or inflating costs. What accountability measures do you support to ensure these incentives go to high-performing, results-oriented sites and not less productive projects?
Well, I'm a data hound, so I like data. I like reporting and oversight and auditing. Those are those generate important metrics, and they hold grantees' feet to the fire and make sure that cleanups are efficient and cost-effective. There are other belt and suspenders we can add to that process, including requiring multiple bids for any particular project.
Sure. And you advocate for increasing low-income housing tax credits for projects built on brownfield sites. That may help with cleanup, but how do we ensure that we don't end up seeing mission creep where the brownfield programs just become another affordable housing vehicle as opposed to sticking to the primary mission of cleaning up brownfield sites?
Well, we've got a perfect storm of need in this particular public policy arena. We have a lot of sites that need to be cleaned up because they're engines of disinvestment, and they are orphaned in terms of responsible parties who have money and the willingness to conduct cleanup, and they provide a significant public health risk. So that's on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have a tremendous affordable housing crisis.
Right.
And so from my perspective and my experience, what I'm seeing on the ground in Florida and in a Ranking Member Wilson's district is that there is almost an endless ocean of need that you could pour dollars into and not have mission creep.
Got it. Yeah. No, I know back home in the St. Louis metro area, I'm aware of a number of brownfield sites that are just prime real estate for commercial development or for housing, and they're just sitting vacant and at very low prices because of these issues. So, no, thank you. Thank you for your testimony. I yield back, Mr.